Thank you very much, T-Man. And to talk about the changes to League and how it's actually affected their respective teams, we are joined by Team Solo Mode's Xpecial and, of course, Team Alternate's Araneae. Welcome to Europe, guys.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's start this one off. 3.14. I really want to know how each of your specific teams has actually adapted to, the patch adapted to the game. Let's start with Xpecial. How has TSM approached 3.14?
Well, with 3.14, we had a pretty big, we had a new roster. We had Bjergsen coming over, taking over Reginald's role, and we lost our shot caller, and we had to adjust to a new patch. It was really difficult. We actually were not doing well in scrims for the first part, but after playing a lot of solo queue and just figuring out the patch, and then playing a lot of scrims as a team, we've really meshed together, and we're really liking 3.14.
What about yourself and Alternate?
Well, after Gamescom, we had like holidays for like 2 months, something like that. So I was like studying, and we were like focusing on other stuff, like real life. And after that, I felt so bad playing League of Legends again. I feel like I had to play so much solo queue to be again on the save to the LCS and stuff. And after that, we are like pretty good right now. We do another change as well. We changed Forlord for Kerp on mid lane, and now Kevin, the SK Kevin, is playing for us in top lane, and it's working really good.
So you mentioned, learning the patch, adapting to the patch. What's more important for TSM? Theory crafting, away from the game, looking at the numbers, solo queue or scrims? I mean, how do you actually break it down? How do you analyze and adapt?
I think theory crafting is important, but the most important thing is putting it into practice. I think solo queue is the biggest thing. We played more than probably like 60 or 70% solo queue, and we adjust a new patch. We see 9 other players playing on this new patch too, and they're also good at the game. And that's the quickest way for us to learn. And then after that, we apply that in scrims.
Is it the same in EU?
No, I mean, for us, it's like, it's so different for us. It's like, if we want to try something, we don't even try in solo queue. We just play in scrim. Like, we try to play against really good teams. We try to play like new champions or new strategies, like going different lanes and stuff, but all in a scrims. Like for us, solo queue doesn't mean anything.
Okay, so let me extrapolate on this about. Why is it that it's more for scrims for alternate? Is it because solo queue and scrims are so different, or what's the reasoning behind that?
I don't know. We just feel like in a scrim, you don't have the communication with the other guys, so it's not team play at all. And the difference between a team play of a scrim and the team play you have on solo queue is so huge that you cannot really like say, hey, in solo queue this work out, let's play it in a scrim, and it won't work out. It doesn't feel like this. It's like you have to play it in a scrim. If it works on a scrim, then we'll play on LCS.
Yeah, I can understand that. Especially from your point of view, there was a lot of changes to the support role, maybe more so to support role than any other lane. But we haven't seen a drastic shift in gameplay style. We're seeing now Annies and Karmas, but they were always fringe picks. Is there going to be more drastic changes? Are we still sticking to the norm? Why hasn't it been as explosive as a lot of people were sort of predicting going into 3.14?
Right now, with Annie, Thresh, and Terra kind of being the 3 strongest supports, it's kind of just crowding out all the other supports. And once those champions do get slight nerfs, slight tweaks, we're going to see a lot more of the different picks. It's just right now, too many, like those 3 champions are just so much better than the other ones that it's just completely shutting down any new supports.
Very quickly, do you think we would see like Morgana supports, LeBlanc supports? Do you think this is a possibility in the coming months?
I think that's definitely the goal with Riot, and definitely the goal of the players. I mean, they want to run these new supports, but they need to be able to run it without having the other 3 top supports just beating them up. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And what about the jungle role, Araneae? As the final question now, talk to me 3.14, that with this new items, new goal generating items, how has it affected your gameplay, and are there any changes?
Well, I think the biggest change on jungle is probably the warding stuff. Like right now, everyone has a trinket, everyone has a warding lane, so it's really hard to gank a lane. You have to be like pretty sure that they don't have a ward, that is not warded, and you can take a good path to gank and make a successful gank. If your gank is not successful, you're gonna be behind. The enemy jungler is gonna keep jungling and jungling, and he will be a level than you, and that makes him to be like doing drakes or doing more plays than you. That's really hard, and also like the invisible thingy of Evelynn is also a big change. I think right now there is no oracles, only ping wars, and they are visible. So Evelynn and the invisible champion are really strong in this metagame.
Riot, please make Araneae's ganks a little more powerful, is the story here. Guys, we do have to take a very quick break, and we have to let all of that knowledge soak in. But when we return, it is time for the first match.